Hey y'all, like I promised y'all, I was going to do a video and talk about what happened with the Trump situation and what does that mean and why are certain Bible prophecies now is being fulfilled. Now, obviously, what happened with Trump was planned. I mean, everyone knows that. But what I want to tell y'all about the Antichrist first. See, right now, we have always been believing and we have been programmed that God is going to come through the sky, right? And through religion and Christianity, this is what we was taught. So this is why a lot of people in the world, they don't believe in God. And this is why you have a lot of senior citizens who say, oh, God ain't coming, God don't exist, because they never seen nothing come through the sky. So a lot of people believe that Trump or Obama is going to be the Antichrist. But just to let y'all know, it's going to be many Antichrists. The many Antichrist is considered the first beast. The first beast is the ones that is on earth. These are the people that represents the beast. These are the one that is going to introduce the beast and create the beast. In other words, these are the people that is going to create the mark and distribute the mark. This is why Elon Musk, however you want to call him, he has came up with Neuralink, because he is the one that is actually creating the mark. And everyone that is in teams with him, and it's thousands of them. It's not just Elon Musk and Trump and Biden and the Pope. It's hundreds, thousands of these people that is aware of the mark of the beast. And they're going to be a part of this mark. Now, the God that we are about to see, through the sky, is going to be a AI generated thing. And the God that we are about to see is going to be a program. It's going to be AI generated. And it is going to be so realistic until even the chosen ones can be deceived. But what we don't know is, well, what a lot of people don't know is that what we about to see in the sky is not going to be our true source. It is going to be a AI generated program that they have taken many years to do. And what is going to happen is that when this AI generated program get revealed through the sky so the whole entire earth can see it, it is going to make y'all feel or make y'all believe that it is the God that y'all have been waiting for. And what's going to happen after that is that you are going to have the beast that is on earth. See, right now, what happened with Trump did something that the Antichrist did. See, what y'all don't know about, what many people don't know about the Antichrist is that when the Antichrist walks on earth, many people is going to believe in who he is, and many people isn't. It's going to be many people that's going to try to kill the Antichrist, but they're going to never accomplish it, right? But eventually, they are going to accomplish it. They are going to kill the Antichrist. They are going to kill the first beast, right? So what is going to happen is that when they finally kill this Antichrist, right? For some reason, this Antichrist is going to come back alive. Like a miracle. Like, oh my God, because the whole world is going to witness his death. So we all going to know that he is dead. And what's going to happen is that he is going to come back to life. But when he come back to life, he is not going to be human. He is going to be AI generated. He is going to have the mark in him. And he is going to be a part of the second beast. And when this Antichrist come back alive, right? The God that we are going to see after, because the Antichrist is going to walk the earth first. When we see this man come alive again, we're going to know like, oh my God, he came back to life. So a lot of people are going to believe in him because he did the unthinkable. He came back alive after the dead, right? So when we see this God through the sky, when we see this God in the sky, which is the second beast, this God that we are about to see in the sky, that the majority of the earth is waiting for, is going to be AI generated. It is going to be a program, right? And what this God in the sky is going to do is he is going to tell the people of the earth that this man that died and came back to life is in the image of him. And this God is going to convince you that this man that died and came back to life have eternal life. And that the fact that he is in the image of him, if you take the same mark that this man that just died and came alive taken, if you take the same mark as him, you are going to be in the image of him. So it's more like you are going to take his mark. You are going to take his seal, and you will be in the image of the God that you see in the sky. But what they need to do is they need to give you a show. They have to have someone who is going to be an example. That's why I said we have to keep our eyes open. Because when we keep our eyes open, we have to pay attention at who is dying. Now, if Trump dies and come back to life, Trump will not be human, because most likely he is going to have the Neuralink or whatever chip that they put in him. He is going to have it in him. And if Trump do die and come back to life and they put this program in him, Trump is going to convince you that he can actually live forever, because y'all witness him die and come back to life, right? So y'all going to want to know how he do it. So once the people see this God, the second beast, because the first beast was already revealed because he came back to life. Once y'all see this God through the sky, he is going to convince y'all that this beast that just died and came back to life is in the same image of him, and that he is one with him. And if you take his mark, you are going to be in the image of the person that died and came back to life, and you will also be in the image of him. So you will have the chip in your hand or in your forehead, because in your conscious mind, he is your God. And the fact that they're going to put this chip in the back of your head, they have now stolen your consciousness. Your consciousness now belongs to the God that you just seen. This is why in the Bible they said the mark is going to be in the hand or in the forehead. Because once you put this chip in you, your consciousness now belongs to the God that told you to take his mark. And you took the mark because you believed you believed the first beast. You believed in him. Your conscious mind believed in him. And you have faith in him. And you had knowing in him that he can lead you to the truth, which is God. And when you see the second beast, when you see that God, you was going to believe him. And you are going to take that same mark that you just saw that man die and come alive. You're going to think that you are going to have salvation. You are going to think that this is your God. And many people is going to take this mark because they're going to believe that this is their God. And they're going to take the mark in their head. They're going to accept the chip. Why? Because the Antichrist told you that if you take it, it is in his image. And with your two eyes, you've seen a man die and come alive. So now you know that you are going to have eternal life because you've seen it with your own eyes. This is why these eyes are deceiving. So when you take the mark, that means you have allowed them to steal and take your consciousness. You voluntarily did that. Because once they take the chip, you will have no more control of who you are. And you have basically forsaken your higher self. You have forsaken your spiritual self. You have basically forsaken you because you believed in the God that you saw. You have taken the mark and you have allowed the second beast. You have allowed the Antichrist to take your consciousness because in your conscious mind, you know that he is your God. So right now, I'm not saying that Trump is, see, in the New World Order system, you got the one world religion, the one world currency, and the one world government. I don't believe that Trump and Obama and all these people is the Antichrist because the Antichrist is not human. The man that y'all are going to see in the sky is going to be AI program generated. It's not going to be a man that you see in the sky. You may hear a man's voice, but it's strictly going to be a program. And the way that they are going to introduce this whole scenery throughout the whole earth can see is going to be something that is so powerful until it can deceive you. But what they going to do is the Antichrist, the beast, the first beast is going to be an example of what you see in the sky. So when you take this mark, you are going to believe that you have eternal life. So Trump is not the Antichrist. But what's going to happen is that these leaders that we see, they are going to be part of the first beast. They are going to be in the image of the program that you've seen. So when you start seeing these people die and come back to life, you're going to think, well, damn, if I take the mark, I would die and come back to life. And then you can live, you can eat, you can do whatever because you have taken the mark. And remember in the Bible, they say that every rich man, poor, whatever, has to take this mark. Everybody has to take it unless you die. So a lot of people are scared to die, so they're going to take this mark. This is why I said, pay attention at what you see. Because if Trump died and come back to life, he is not going to be human. He is going to have a program in him. Now, when we look at Trump, we're going to think that he's a regular human. Because he's going to talk the same, he's going to act the same, but he's going to be a program. And he's going to tell y'all that he has the mark of the second beast. And y'all going to believe like, damn, that must be the real God, because how was God able to have this man dead and come back to life? So a lot of people's going to take it. They're going to take it. And they're going to believe in that God, right? They're going to believe that if they take this mark, they're going to live forever. They're going to eat. They're going to have the life. But the thing about it is that a lot of people is not going to take the mark because they already know what that is. And they already know what the mark is. So what's going to happen is the beast has convinced you that he is your God, right? And you have taken his mark. So that makes you different than the ones that did not take it. Because your whole body is going to change. Because you have allowed the first beast to steal and take your consciousness. So your mind is not even on the same mindset as the ones that did not take it. So this is the great separation. You have the ones that did not take the mark versus the ones that took the mark. It's almost like man versus machine, like the Terminator, like the Matrix. So right now, you are going to have the great separation where there is war on the saints, like the great tribulation. So now it's going to be the machine, because you have accepted this machine to take over your body. So you have allowed this AI program generated machine in the sky make you believe that he is your God. So now you are submissive of it, because you have allowed the first beast to put it in you. So now when you look at the ones that didn't take it, they are going to be like your enemies. And you won't be able to control your body because they are going to be in control of it. So now it's more like the machine is fighting man itself. So this is why we are going to be at war. This is why it is going to be the war on the saints, because the saints are the ones that's not going to take this mark. This is why it's going to be a war against the machine versus man. Because now man is looking at the machine that the second beast has convinced these people that he is their God. And they're going to believe that. So this machine is going to convince the people that it now controls that the ones that didn't take the mark are the enemies, or the demons, and they are not of him because they didn't take the mark. You get it now? So this is why I said the fact that Trump did this skit, whatever it was, it only means that the mark of the beast is here. And we about to see some things that we have never seen in our life, because basically what Trump did was basically threw down the flag and say it's on and popping. Basically, it was the flag saying that the time is now here. So the mark is about to be introduced. We are about to see somebody die. Whoever dies and come back to life is not going to be the Antichrist at all. He is going to be the example, not the Antichrist. He is going to be the first beast, because this beast is going to show you and convince you that he is eternal. This is the first beast. This is the Antichrist. And it's going to be many of them. It's going to be millions of them. Because if you take this mark, you are now part of the Antichrist. So you are basically the Antichrist. So if you take this mark, if you allow them to give you this mark, you are the Antichrist. Because you are no longer part of the Christ consciousness. You are the Antichrist. Because you took the mark of the beast. So that means you gave away your Christ consciousness. So that makes you the Antichrist. This is why it's going to be millions of them. Because the Antichrist is going to be against Christ. So if you take this mark, you are now the Antichrist. So whoever dies and come back to life is going to be the Antichrist. He is going to be the example to show you what can happen to you if you take this mark. And it's going to look good to you. And if you take this mark, because you was lead by example, you are now an Antichrist. And if your children take it, if your husband take it, or your family members take it, then they are the Antichrist. You understand this? So it's not going to be an Antichrist. It's not going to be one man that's going to walk the earth and he's going to be the Antichrist. You can be an Antichrist if you take this mark. But what is going to happen is that, listen to what I'm about to say. Whoever this leader is that is going to die and come back to life. And he shows y'all who he is and what he can do. They are going to put him on the pedestal. Because it's almost like if you follow him, it's almost like he's Jesus in a sense. If you follow him and take his mark, he will lead you to what you just seen in the sky. You know how they say if you follow Jesus, Jesus can lead you to the truth and Jesus can lead you to the Father. So it's going to be like if you follow in the footsteps of this man that died and came back to life, who they put on the pedestal, you can only get to the AI program. You can only get to the Antichrist. You can only get to that God. But through him, you have to take that mark. So whoever died and come back to life, he is the Antichrist. But he is the example. He is the example of what you can be. Because the only way you are going to be a part of that, what you've seen in the sky, is if you have to be like the man that they are worshiping right now. He is the Antichrist. So if you take this mark, you are going to be a part of that man that came alive. You are going to be a part of that Antichrist. Now you are one with him. And now that you are one with him, you can now go to the second beast. You can now be a part of the AI program. You can now be a part of that God. Why? Because you followed the first beast. You get it now? So right now, we are all about to be led astray. And what Trump basically did was he showed an attempt assassination. So if Trump was to have somebody attempt to take his life again, and he dies, and he come back to life, he is going to be worshipped. Because they're going to look at him as a God. Because ain't nobody dying, coming back to life and walking the earth. So y'all going to look at him as such. And he's going to tell y'all how he did it. And when y'all see this God in the sky, he is going to tell y'all that that's how he came back to life. And y'all going to believe him. And y'all going to take the same mark that he took. Because y'all know that if y'all die, y'all going to come back to life. Because y'all have eternal life. Because y'all believe the Son. The S-O-N. Y'all believe the Son. And y'all have taken the mark of the Son. And now you know you're about to go to the Father. But what you don't know is it is a great deceive. Only the true Christ conscious ones knows the truth. This is why they are down here trying to warn you. Do not take this mark. Do not go by what you see. Because you have been led astray. But a lot of people are not going to believe these people. Because they're going to see what this man did. This man basically died in front of the whole world and came back to life. You're not going to believe a person that's going to tell y'all that he's not real and he's a demon. Because this man is going to be charming. He's going to be nice. He's going to be loving. Y'all going to be like, no, this man ain't no damn devil. Look, this man is kind. But the ones that knows is going to be like, he's not what you think. And the first beast, the Antichrist, is going to convince you that the actual Christ ones are the demons.